Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are jumping right into a subject that I think probably haunts every chief revenue officer out there. It's that persistent and often really destructive rivalry between a brand's own website and its physical store network.
It's the classic battle, isn't it? You've got this legacy mindset that assumes direct to consumer, DTC e-commerce is fundamentally stealing sales from the physical dealers.
Right.
It creates this feeling of a zero-sum game. And so management starts treating these channels as completely separate competing silos.
That fear is definitely understandable, but the sources we have today just completely dismantle that whole idea. They
Yeah.
show that managing these channels in isolation isn't just inefficient, it's just disastrous for the bottom line in today's world.
And we have one statistic that really proves the old way of thinking is dead. 99% of consumers conduct research online before they ever step foot into a physical store.
Wow.
Think about that. The online-offline separation, it's gone. For the customer, there's no e-commerce channel and dealer channel. There is only the brand.
Just the brand. That's it. 99%, that number alone is why we're doing this deep dive. It totally shifts the focus from, managing conflict to actually chasing huge growth through synergy. So let's unpack this. Our mission today is to really get the visibility ecosystem, as the sources call it, this framework for making sure all the channels work together. The real goal is to define the economic reality of RAPIO research online, purchase offline, and turn that friction into a real partnership.
Yeah, and the beauty of this whole ecosystem idea is that it's built on three integrated channels. Each one has a very distinct, very necessary function.
Yeah.
When a brand gets all three working in harmony, it stops just, selling boxes. It becomes a solution partner that the customer finds everywhere.
Okay, so let's define the roles of those three pillars, because I think how they support each other is key. First, you have the online channel. This isn't just your website's buy button, it's the brand's main window display. It's the source for all the technical specs, pricing, and, maybe most importantly, social proof, the comments, the ratings. That's where discovery happens.
Right. And next up is the dealer network. This is your high trust, high touch point. It's where you can actually experience the product, get real technical support, and build that human relationship. We're talking expertise and trust here. And for complex things like, say, big appliances or specialty materials, the dealer isn't just a cashier, they're a consultancy center. And that's what justifies their margin.
hmm And then number three, you have the retail markets. This is all about accessibility and volume. This is where the product just meets people in their daily routine. It triggers impulse buys. And it's also just that physical proof that your brand is out there, that it's stable.
And the financial payoff for getting this integration right, it's not small, it's staggering. The sources show that brands who successfully integrate all three see purchase rates that are an incredible 287% higher than their single-channel competitors.
287%.
Yeah. This isn't just a theory about better customer service. It's a straight-up financial imperative.
That number just makes the case right there. This is about growth, not cannibalization. So if the financial case is that strong, we have to look under the hood. What is the mechanism driving this? And that brings us right to RPO, which is really the science behind how people buy things now.
Precisely. RPO is, well, it's defined by consumers investigating online. Looking at price, reading reviews, checking features, but then making the final purchase in a real physical store. It's a two-stage process.
But why? Why do all that work online and then just abandon the cart to go to a store? We've got three core reasons for this. The biggest one is the need to touch and feel.
That's right. A huge majority, we're talking 56% of consumers, want to physically see, touch, or test a product before they commit. Think about buying a mattress or some complex tool. You can read about it for hours, but you'll still drive across town just to see how it feels.
For sure. The second reason is immediate gratification. They've done the research, they're ready, and they want it now. So they check the stock online, see it's available, and head straight to the store.
Yeah.
No waiting for shipping.
And the third one, which is critical for expensive or complicated items, is risk minimization. That face-to-face chat with a sales rep, it just reduces the anxiety of making the wrong choice. The website gives you the facts, but the person in the store closes that trust gap.
Okay, so if we accept ROPO, we have to talk about the flip side, reverse ROPO, or what dealers dread showrooming, seeing the item in store, taking up the dealer's time, then going home to buy the cheaper version online.
That is the absolute classic fear, yes. But, and this is the key, if the visibility ecosystem is set up right, this is actually not a threat. It becomes an opportunity. The whole thing comes down to revenue attribution.
Okay, let's push back on that for a second. If I'm a dealer and I just spent a half hour with a customer on a complex product and they buy it on the brand's website later,
Hmm.
doesn't the brand need to give me more than just some standard commission to make that worth my time?
That is a fantastic point. The compensation has to reflect the actual effort. And the solution is a transparent attribution model. So if that customer was in your store and scanned a QR code, or maybe used an in-store kiosk that ties them to your location, even if they buy online later, the brand has to be able to attribute that sale back to you. That mechanism ensures the dealer feels valued because they're directly paid for the consultation they provided.
So the dealer is paid for the experience they created, even if the brand handles the actual transaction and fulfillment.
Precisely. Which leads right into the final variation. Experience RPO. This is where people visit a store not mainly to buy, but to engage with the brand itself. Think of a high-end paint store that acts like a color design studio
Or like a tasting event at a specialty food market.
Exactly. The physical space becomes this high-value demo center. And in that model, the online channel is basically the ticket booth that invites them to that special experience.
It all sounds great, but it hinges on cooperation, and we know that conflict is very real. It's usually the operational details that kill the trust. So let's hit the main pain points that make retailers see the brand's website as this existential threat.
They're pretty universal. First, pricing consistency. The brand site is selling for less than the dealer can even buy it for. That destroys their margin. Second, stock unfairness. The best-selling items, the most popular SKUs, are kept as online exclusives. And third, just a total lack of communication. A huge digital ad campaign launches, and the dealers have no idea it's coming, so they're not ready for the demand.
And those things don't just lose sales for the dealer, they make them stop wanting to push your brand at all. They might even start promoting a competitor who treats them better. So how does this shared success model fix this on an operational level?
It requires some deep integration, all focused on a common game. The absolute most critical fix is regional assignment and revenue sharing. This is the trust builder.
Okay, so how does that work in practice?
A sale made on the brand's main e-commerce site gets automatically assigned or commissioned to the authorized dealer who is closest to the customer's shipping address. So say a customer in a Chicago suburb orders a new high-end dishwasher from the brand's website. The system sees the zip code and automatically tags the local authorized dealer with a preset commission.
That's so powerful because the dealer suddenly sees the brand's big ad budget not as a weapon against them, but as an investment that is literally putting money into their pocket. They become a beneficiary.
Exactly. The second fix is product portfolio segregation. You have to stop those destructive apple-to-apple price wars.
So what does that look like? Different products for different channels.
Pretty much. The entry-level, simple, self-installable stuff can be sold online and in big box stores. But the premium, installation-heavy, or really technical product lines, those are reserved exclusively for the authorized dealers. That protects their expertise and their margin because they're providing a service setup support that the website just can't.
That makes perfect sense. It defends their value. And the third part of this peace treaty.
A unified price policy. And this means strict enforcement of a minimum advertised price, or MAP. MAP isn't just a suggestion. It is the legal and strategic tool you use to build trust. And trust starts with consistency. If the price on the website is the exact same as the price on the dealer's shelf, their motivation to champion your brand goes way up.
So moving from the big strategy to tactics, the sources really call out one tool that is just indispensable for maximizing this RPO effect.
That would be local inventory ads, or LIA. This is where all that operational work turns into actual foot traffic.
I love LIA because it answers the customer's question at the exact moment of intent. Someone searches 4K television near me, and LIA doesn't just show a price, it shows the precise local stock status. In stock, 0.8 miles away.
And the results are so clear. Retailers using LIA see, on average, a 21% increase in physical store visits from those specific ads. And it has a really important side benefit. It forces discipline. LIA can't work unless dealers get their stock management in order because that inventory data has to be digitized and synced in real time.
So it's a win-win. Better results for the brand and better habits for the dealer.
Okay, let's talk co-op marketing 2.0. We all remember the old way, right? The brand gives the dealer a check for a bad-looking ad in the local paper.
The new version is programmatic co-op. Here, the brand manages the budget centrally, which maintains quality, but the ads are targeted hyper-locally.
So walk me through that. What does the dealer do versus the brand?
Well, the brand controls all the creative, the messaging, the sophisticated targeting data. The dealer really just provides their name and address. So a user in a specific neighborhood sees this really professional-looking Facebook ad for the brand's new product. The ad copy then says authorized partner, Smith & Sons Appliances, and has a big Get Directions button that leads right to their door. So the dealer gets the benefit of professional marketing they could never afford on their own, and the brand gets a measurable return on ad spend because they can track everything.
It stops the budget waste. Every single dollar spent on local marketing is driving a result you can actually attribute.
We've covered the finance, the strategy, the tactics, but none of this works without the human element. I mean, dealers are partners. They're often family businesses making emotional decisions. What's the core psychological message you have to send?
The message has to be direct and consistent. Digitalization is here to strengthen you, to modernize how you sell, not to destroy your business. That immediately reframes it from a threat to an investment.
And you have to build that trust with transparency. The sources really stress sharing hard data with partners. Abstract strategy is not enough.
You have to make it tangible for them. You tell the dealer, last month our ad spend drove 5,000 searches in your area, and we sent 700 verified unique visitors to your physical store through our digital ads. That turns this abstract digital strategy into concrete profit for them.
And this all ties back to high-level communication. A CMO being active on LinkedIn, sharing the vision.
That kind of thought leadership signals stability. It reassures the whole network that management has a clear, future-proof plan for everyone, which gives them the confidence to invest right alongside the brand.
It's really the whole ecosystem summed up in that great headline from the source material. Product on the shelf is selling. Making it appear everywhere is strategy. That line just makes you pause. It creates dwell time.
And that brings us full circle. The core principle is complementarity. The online channel is the megaphone that opens the physical dealer's door to the entire world. And it's all driven by the data-driven reality that RPO is a measurable economic force. Every digital dollar you spend is fueling your physical success.
And if we look ahead, the future of retail is really commerce everywhere. The channels are just going to melt away completely. We're moving so fast toward AI-supported fulfillment, digital kiosks in stores that give you an infinite shelf, and loyalty programs that just work seamlessly everyone.
And to succeed in that world, you have to treat today's physical partners not as some legacy system, but as an essential high-touch part of your digital strategy.
That's a perfect place to land. But before we go, let's leave you, our listener, with one final thought to chew on this week. If 99% of your potential customers are researching online before they buy in a physical store, what strategic, high-impact investment, LIA, programmatic co-op, better attribution are you overlooking in your digital presence that could be dramatically fueling your physical success?